So red down off the way for Neil, he's taking reds as well here. Yep, a lot of angle on that wall in the middle there. He took the harder pot over the right corner. He's still okay. I think he's actually got quite a good angle here. Drop this in and leave himself on the, below it. Need a bit more top on that, I think. Very tricky now. I think he's got to go for the pot here.
Good shot.
It's there. Oh, well. Unfortunate. I'll quick look at the side angle here, Josh, see if he's cut the escape off on the... Oh well, he's going to take it.
What a shot. And he's got black into middle back.
That's very tight, does that go?
I think it does. He's looking at it, he seems happy with it.
Is he going for a double here, Josh?
Not sure. It's in, it's in.
Well,
very well played.
Another breaking dish there.
What can you say about that finish, boys? I think they're a little bit more luck there with that shot we did with red.
He lost his position on that second to last red. So he had to trust a bit to luck there. Obviously, he got very unlucky losing position, but went for it. Maybe read at such a pace that it was going to go in.
I mean, if you're playing against, if you're on the receiving end of that, let me tell you, you're sick. Because that happened to me Thursday, just cleared from nowhere, and I'm just 15-10 down, and I'm thinking,
What do you do?
What do you do against that? And you got Ralph laughing at you as if it's like, you know, as if like somebody's bought a bag of cheese and Chris out a day behind bar. Yeah, I can assure you they're not in date sometimes.
I suppose every now and again, though, you can pull out a finish from thin air, literally.
Yeah, I think Neil was in a spot there. If he didn't finish those, then the frame was wide open. So,
but to be able to pot that red and get in a good position on black as well, that was just pure luck.
Yeah, it's pure luck. I mean, you can't predict where the cue ball's going to go. Well, you can predict where it's going to go, but to play for that is very difficult.
Yeah.
What about Simon Wright and Ross Williams on Thursday night, boys?
For 50 quid, a
Cracker, an absolute cracker, I think.
Will it be on stream?
No, unfortunately
No, sorry, will you be selling ice creams? That's
oh yeah, we'll be doing ice creams for it. Maybe a bit of popcorn and also it'll be a comedy act.
Found its way to the bottom of the bag.
You're a nice player, Simon, on a Wednesday. If you'd stop looking at women's teams.
He likes a bit of that Sarah on that you've been training up.
Oh, I can't possibly comment. Trying to get me in trouble, you two boys.
Damn it, we need JC to have a bit more wine.
You eat where though and be anything. If he clears these, I'm buying Akbar's on Wednesday.
You best get these.
Well, that's live in the moment.
I've no idea what it's going to do with black.
Oh, then go on. The black fern Akbar's. Ah, gentlemen.
Yeah, the cue ball.
Don't worry about the cue balls, one's black, is it? Ah, damn it.
Well,
Oh dear.
There goes the free eye
You
pass.
can't go anywhere, it's Ramadan.
What's that got to do with me? I'll still eat.
we will get in trouble in a minute.
Oh.
Let's just concede a frame away at that.
Well, they were given a perfect opportunity to bring one back there. All his balls in the open of the table.
Oh dear.
How much side on the white ball leads break?
Eagles got to win 9-2 from the end.
Yes.
Can you see it happening, boys?
No. The whole problems with Dale now, I think his head's completely gone.
I think
I mean, he's literally conceding frames away now. Didn't even let Neil pot that black.
yeah, I think since the early part of the match, I think Dale's lost his focus. He's let his missed chances get to him.
The other problem is now, though, it means that Neil can be a little bit more adventurous with his clearances, actually go for his chances now.
I think we're going to see Dale now throwing his arm at a few more things. He'd rather go out fighting,
Yeah.
try and take a few finishes out.
Look, dog just come in commentary box.
I was coughing, not barking.
You are barking, Josh, that's a problem.
That's a great shot from Neil.
I don't know if that goes or not. What do you think?
I think this goes, yeah. I think this goes in the bottom right, bottom left corner.
If it does, then, like I say, it's definitely a very good shot.
That was a fantastic shot. Off the cushion there, bottom left hand side to just miss the black into that cluster.
Has he got this into the middle? Yes, he has.
This will definitely be the best finish of the night after that shot, I think, if Neil can take these out.
I wonder if he's going to try putting this into the middle and bringing the white into the bottom cushion and trying to get so he's got an angle between them two yellows.
Which two yellows, Josh, again?
Damn it.
Possibly he might look at taking this red on the right hand side, coming off two cushions and nestling in behind the red on the left hand side. No, he's actually looked at what Josh has pointed out to start with.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate I was unable to specifically say which two yellows.
Josh read that on Facebook before he predicted it.
That's a
Oh,
great
why?
shot. Oh, where's
Oh
that?
dear, oh dear.
Wow.
Did you just hit that way too hard? He didn't. He needs to put that much power into it.
Well, I mean, I think I'd still fancy Neil to get this here. Black so close to the pocket. Is there? No! Oh. Well, I picked that one a bit too soon, didn't I?
Yes.
Yeah, look there. Look there, I thought. If he made a solid contact with that, it'd be going towards the pocket. Again now, if Dale has any hope of getting back into this match, he has to take this frame. Yep, I think he'll just play on and off the top cushion here, leave himself on the yellow immediately to the right of where he is now. No, he's screwed it. This yellow passes the black, that's okay. Must do the way he's played that shot. No, well. Let's have a look at the tricky thin one on the cushion. Well, I think he's left the cue ball in the hardest place he possibly could have for the black. Still, I think Neil should be potting this one.
No.
No.
I think both of them are getting a little bit twitchy now.
Dale gets another chance in this frame. Yeah, perfect angle on this yellow.
still think Neil's got the advantage. I just think that he got a little bit sarcastic with his last shot to get onto black.
Yeah, I agree.
Still think he hit it way too hard.
Certainly agree. I think Neil does have an advantage in this match.
I meant Neil's playing a lot more comfortably.
I think Neil is on top, and
he just seems a lot more in form. He seems a lot more concentrated. He just seems a bit more professional in his stance right now. And he's getting off a bigger ego. I don't know what to call it.
I think, well, Neil gifted Dale that frame really again there. I think it's what Dale needed. Well,
I think Dale's gone back to his original cue for breaking as well this time.
yeah, and I think we should be seeing a dish here.
Very good shot.
Well played. Relatively straightforward now. She'll do Dale the world of good. Couple of quick frames on the board.
Have you ever back off and forgot to nominate? Potted one, forgot to nominate?
Yeah.
Have you ever done it?
Yeah, I've done. Particularly if you play black ball quite a lot, happens. Sometimes as well, when the ball's split like that, you can be concentrating on the dish. Played that nicely. Holding off the side cushion, leave himself a relatively straight black.
£1,800 match and there's a phone ringing. Really?
Is it that way too hard, same as what Neil did shot?
Very short. Dale did not need that phone to be ringing during that shot.
He's done well there.
But he's played it anyway. Regained his concentration, took out a very difficult back there. So, 15-11.
Neil to Ray, 27 frame. And he's broke dry.
Yeah, Neil's having a bad few breaks now. Nice splits, but nothing's going down.
So Josh, what would you be looking at here?
I think the other thing you can be looking at for me is Reds. He has got the very difficult yellow into the bottom right bag, but it's not going to be easy for him. That's now 2 shots away, nothing hit a cushion unfortunately.
Yeah, it's careless from Dale there.
See now, because the white is, I'm not sure whether he prefers reds or if he's going to try and take yellows instead.
I think this one, Neil's playing that sneaks past. He's just having a look if it goes past the red to the left middle.
Yeah, it's a good shot if it does. Yeah, because there's a brought black into play as well.
Straight in. Could only see half the pocket there. Now he's got to work out how he's going to take the plant at the top of the table. I don't think he's going to be taking it now, considering it's hampered.
See, with the plant, actually, it's not going to be that bad, because if he hits it hard enough, the yellow underneath is actually going to cannon into the red and stay where the red is, so it's not going to go safe.
Yeah.
He just needs to make sure he brings the white back across so he can at least get it back on steel. I mean, he has got 2 shots still, so...
It certainly looks natural to do that. He's where the white is now, it looks like he can maybe bring it back out for where the yellow will be.
Yeah, absolutely perfect shot.
Yeah,
What a great shot that one, boys.
played that very well.
Yeah, wants to just put a bit of bottom around this just to bring it back to the right side of the table. Absolutely a cracker of a shot.
Great shot. Well, didn't need his two then. Great finish. Again.
But once again, that was just a silly mistake there from Dale. Not hitting it hard enough because it was going in. It was just literally the pace what let him down.
Yep. Yeah, Neil took out a very good finish there. Very well played. Dale did let him in at the start.
See, Neil's been quite weird today because he's actually been taking out some very good finishes, and that was a very clean finish. But the other ones, you just see either whacking it too hard. And that one, for me, was an absolute perfect finish. I just think it was very well took out. White ball position were perfect every time.
Yeah, he didn't lose a people once there. Had it on a string. Yeah. Very fortunate for White not to go in there.
So I think Dale's made the right choice going back to his own cue for breaking. So it seems to be breaking much nicer for him now.
Yeah. He's had a few breaks, a few nice breaks on the spin, but again, still that cue ball seems to be going close to that left middle pocket a lot.
Yeah, he's already passed it in there once off the break as well. See, I'm surprised at that. I thought he might have two reds.
I was looking at reds originally, but he's taken those two difficult balls off with that one shot. I don't think the yellow in the middle of the three, the triangle at the bottom of the table, I don't think that passes into the bottom left corner.
No, I'm pretty sure it doesn't.
He's played that cannon quite nicely, controlled it well.
He's just got to make sure he leaves an angle now to develop these balls out.
I wonder if he's got an angle to screw straight back into them here.
Just got to be very careful here because the slightest kiss, he can end up screwing himself.
A fictional phone call while he's on his shot.
I thought the ringer would have been taken off.
I like the idea, but that's gone terribly wrong.
What did he play there, boys, in this then?
Basically, they were red, yellow next to each other, and if you hit it right, it were a perfect plant. That's what I mean. So the idea went bad. It was just he got the execution completely and utterly wrong, unfortunately. And now he has left Neil a complete finish.
Yeah. Can't see Neil missing these now.
But at this stage of the game, I think that were a bit too risky of a clearance for my liking. At 16-11 down when Neil only needs two.
I think that was too risky of a shot to take on. Perhaps if he'd have, I'm not sure the angle he had, but on his previous yellow, maybe he could have screwed down into those three. It might have, at least, you know, if he doesn't get the split perfect.
Can I just ask you, why did you play that shot? Why would you play that? See, I had his shot on the table to play.
Yeah, I agree with JC on this one. I mean, he had so much easier opportunities. That red were in the middle of the table, he could have took it into a middle pack at some point. Neil just getting a bit of feedback. I think Neil got away with it.
Dale's left himself very, very awkward on his last yellow. Wow, he's gone for it. Red had a look in the side middle. Tricky black. Good shot. Well, I said this earlier, I think Dale is going to be throwing his arm at a few things now. And he's done it there, and it's worked out for him.
I've got to say, Dale is very good with his doubles. I mean, he's took out some very nice doubles in this session.
think there's been moments here where Dale's shown the player he is on a regular day, taking out some fantastic finishes when he's let his arm go. So 16-12, back to 4 frames in it. It's been a bit of a comeback from Dale, but is it too late? Well, breaks have turned around now, haven't they? Again, not a straightforward start for Dale.
I think you got that lucky there. As soon as you hit that red, I didn't think that popped wrong.
Very fortunate there. Very tricky shot he's taken on.
Going for another double, or punch straight in that cushion.
Well, he's gone for...
See, from me, I'd be tempted to take the one at top right first, because if the white comes back across, the yellow underneath the red at the top of the table should then move out the way. You'll be opening your
extremely ambitious shot he's gone for down the cushion. Planting those two down the cushion like that, the angle he had. If you're right behind it, okay, maybe, yeah.
Like I say, we're a bit ambitious from the distance he had as well, and it wasn't like they were next to each other. He had to force it there.
Yeah, I think Dale's speeding his play up a bit here, trying to get his arm going, force himself into a bit more form. Neil playing a bit tight as well, I think, here.
Yeah, I think he just tried bringing that red out to protect the black into his bottom bag, maybe.
I think he's had a couple of shots in the past couple of frames that he's felt he should have potted and maybe finished this match off, and so he's just steadying himself a little. Well, if Dale can pull another one out here, back to 3. Neil might start looking over his shoulder. A couple of missed opportunities.
Over his shoulder, obviously he took it on the other side. Justice.
I wouldn't say Dale's gifted Neil the frame with that. A foul. Those 3 reds at the bottom cushion, very difficult. Does he just screw straight into the mirror? No.
See, I don't think he needs to, because he's got that one straight into the bottom left bag.
Well, I wonder if he's going to try and develop from here. Looks like he's got an angle too. Roll the
See,
top spin straight into the joint of those 2 reds. Oh no.
He might still be able to get on the one at the bottom.
I think if he can get on this one on the bottom cushion, as you say, I think he might be okay. He'll naturally be coming in those into the other 2. Don't know where his next red's coming from though if he does that.
Well, if he puts a bit of bottom and he can just force the white back out and
No,
see where he leaves himself.
I think the very top of those 3 reds looks like it's going towards the yellows on the right hand side of the table, so it's a bit of a risky one.
That's a very good shot.
Played that beautifully.
It's unfortunate where the white's landed, but the actual pot itself.
Played that at such a pace that it would keep those 2 reds in the centre of the table, leaving a potable position, but yeah, very unfortunate to leave himself hampered like that. Still, good pot here on the bottom of the 2 reds perhaps. No, if he's straight on this one, he can roll it in and play for the red in the opposite corner pocket.
Just not happy where he is.
Depends on his angle here. If he's straight on the top one, I think he'll roll it in. If he's got a bit of angle,
I'd be going for the bottom personally.
depends I think because of where he is, if he's straight on the top one, I think he'll roll it in. No, yeah. So it was a bit of a danger. Where the cube was, couldn't reach the bottom of the the bottom of the cue ball there, so very difficult for it to get any stun or screw to bring the cue ball back over to the left hand side of the table.
Yeah, luckily for him he's still got 2 shots. Yeah, he's wasting his shot just to gain better position, and I think he's hit that a little bit harder than he intended. He wants to be straight on that red, not at a daft angle. So if he tries rolling this in now, he's going to end up screwing his white up, and I don't think if he goes to the bottom right, he's going to leave himself on.
Yeah, he's played a very poor shot there, I think. He takes this one closest to the cue ball now. The cue ball's running possibly behind the red. In fact, actually, maybe. Yeah. No. Yeah,
No, he's going to try powering this and send it right back up table. Yeah, he's done that very nice.
Yeah, good shot, good recovery there.
Nice delicate shot, yeah. Back into the middle bag afterwards.
Yeah, top left hand side, bring the cue ball back across the table.
Oh.
Well, is it dangerous playing the side like that?
You just throw the white ball off and you're hitting it soft. And decide barely takes it small.
I've seen Dale do it a few times this match. Neil there, he should have taken this frame out. 2 shots. If Dale keeps the scoreboard ticking over, anything can happen.
I think we have Neil's lucky. I think he's got a bit lucky with that.
I was going to say, if Neil can get through to this red, Dale might just gift you in the match.
Let's just put a little bit of swim on this. Well, Dale's not got the easiest to pass. He's got the one at the very top, where he's got a double. Not quite sure which one he'd rather fancy, because the one at the top, the table rolls off a slight bit. How delicate that shot's got to be to pot it.
Yeah, you'd have to pay it a slight bit of pace just to account for any roll in the table. The one on the right hand side cushion, you wouldn't fancy cutting that in the middle from there. I think he's got to go for a pot somewhere. Then this one, it doesn't offer him position on the next one.
Where's the cue ball?
Yeah, it looks like it's
just
pulled up.
Best, but it still gives Neil an easy finish.
Well, they're going for that one as well, I think, because it would give him position on the top yellow. And Neil just taking a moment here. What he has to do here is just play this in his angle. I think he can. Is he straight on it? That depends how straight he is. Might be able to play with a bit of top, just come off the side cushion, back again for the black in the middle. I think he's just off straight. It's a bit of an awkward angle here, really. Yeah, wasn't sure what to do with it there, so.
So he has got the opportunity now to middle, which is one of the things. Is the enough there?
I don't think there's enough, so. Well, possibly. I think he rolls this in the middle. I think he should be okay.
With Pearson needs to roll it in out. I think the chance of the enough increases because he's going to have to. The white's going to have to hit one of the cushions at the top of the table regardless to make sure that Pearce is there for the black to drop. If it don't drop, then he wants to make sure the white hits a cushion, not to give away 2 shots at least. I'd be tempted to put a lot of bottom on this and force it back into the cushion where he is now.
Onto the top corner. Is this what he's looking at here?
Nothing goes into the top, it's going to have to be middle.
Yeah.
But yeah, he did the show all about putting a lot of bottom on it to force it back into this cushion.
Again, to do that, he had to jack the back of the cue up. He's just sighting the ball, it's a bit trickier now, I think. Dale has to finish these. Yeah, he's given himself a lovely angle there.
Even if he misses it, he'll still have this frame. Due to the fact the yellow will be protecting the black pretty well. I think Neil's just losing his head a little bit now.
I think when Neil had a 5 or 6 frame advantage and in 2 or 3 frames, I think he was counting his winnings. He's not as clinical as he was in the earlier stages of the match. Well, what do we think now then, gents?
I still think Neil's going to take it. I mean, Dale's break is now breaking quite well, so there's a possibility that it's going to get a breaking dish, but I just think Neil's still controlling the white ball a lot better and he's still playing a lot better. I just think obviously these last few frames are just getting a little bit twitchy right now, his arm's just starting to get a bit shaky. Plus, there is the chance that he's starting to get a little bit tired now and a bit worn down.
I think he worries too much, you know what I mean? He's just getting down and playing, he's worrying too much about, you know, getting it spot on, you know.
Yeah, he's getting a bit paranoid about what's happening with his shot rather than just getting down, like say, just potting it.
You can't always play your best stuff in a match, can you? You know what I mean? It's, you know, it's not like Sunday afternoon in players when, you know, you're backing off and dishing for fun. It's tough.
Yeah, I think we've always got to, once you've made a mistake as well, you've got to just put it out of your mind, carry on, restart.
You've just got to forget about it, haven't you?
Yeah.
We all miss, you know, we're not Greg Waddingham, are we?
This is very true. Looks like he's going to be looking at reds.
This is a massive framing match, isn't it? I mean, Neil nicks it, he's doing fine.
Is he jawed? Is he jawed on this?
Yeah, she's coming a bit too far down. He's now jawed.
Well, that's ever so unfortunate.
Bit like
First look, I thought he played that very nicely, but that's ever so unlucky to finish just on the jaw there.
but like JC said, this is a very big frame right now. You can see that Neil's starting to lose it a little bit, and if Dale starts picking it up and keeps applying the pressure onto Neil.
This is the shot you want playing at this time in the match. This is a very tough shot.
See, it's getting to the point now where when both players start to screw up, they're not even considering a safety shot, they're still going to try and force a pot. I think sometimes you just need to slow themselves down and just go for the safety shot if it's there.
I mean, there wasn't an obvious safety shot there, and Dale gets rid of his ball on the side cushion, and obviously has a bit of security with that yellow tied up in the middle of the table, and no obvious way at the moment to get it out. And all the reds covering the corner bags as well, it's be very difficult.
Yeah, I suppose the only way that you'd be able to do it really is if you can get underneath it and send it into the top bag instead. But then you're sending the white down into all them reds where there's a lot of collisions, a lot of accidents waiting to happen.
But yeah, JC, I couldn't agree more. I think this is a crucial frame in the match for both players. I think Neil's just starting to worry a bit here. Starting to play a few rash shots. And
I think it's upset him a bit, you know when it was that vault at top left.
the black, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know that.
You know,
Well, explain it.
before with it, when I said, why would you play that shot?
Oh yeah, when he said it.
It's upset him a bit.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I know it were a hard shot, but you still expect him to take it every time. I think,
Would you have took it?
personally, I wouldn't have took it, but once
I'd
again.
cleared the bottom ball first, but
Yeah.
that's only because
But you take the way that you feel most comfortable in. With how he is potting, like I said, you'd have thought he'd have done it 10 out of 10 times, 100 out of 100 even.
you don't miss him in practice, do you? That's the thing.
No, but like I said, when it's a match, it's a completely different ballgame. So we're looking to try to develop this red and black out in this shot. Very good shot.
That's an absolutely fantastic shot. I was looking at that thinking this is a very risky shot here for him to take. He's developing out Neil's difficult ball, but I think, yeah, he's of the mind now, he's going to go for it. We're all there now. I think this red passes the black into the bottom right hand corner, so she has to drop this red in the middle. Oh, I think we're on the top draw for a second then. No.
Just past the black.
Yep, there it goes.
16-14.
Wow.
See O'Neill's Dave's not getting away his opportunities now, he's taking his opportunities. Neil on the other end. Just seems just like he's a bit shaky at the moment.
What was the score? Was it 15-8? 15-9?
I think after 15 now, we were 6 frames ahead.
15-9, 6 frames ahead. We were starting to count Dale out of this.
I'm still putting Neil to win this. I think as soon as Neil taps that, whatever is in, we'll take the next 2 frames behind Hassel. It just depends if he can whip back up and start playing his regular game again.
Now obviously with Neil only 1 frame away from the win, it becomes more and more important every frame.
He's having a lot of dry breaks recently.
Yeah, he's completely shifted now. Dale's having the better breaks over the past 7 or 8 frames.
Momentum in pool is massive, isn't it? You know, you get on that roll, I don't go, take some stopping.
Yeah, and vice versa as well. If you get on a downward slope, it's very difficult to stop the rot sometimes, get your head sorted out. And
even Josh would win £200 against me once.
well,
Josh.
just shows anything can happen.
Cheeky sod. Not that bad.
You're on fire, you're Josh.
No, I will last season on Wednesday League. And I won the singles league out of it.
So I think we have a money match in the making here in the coming months.
Yeah, I think I'm still a bit too young at the moment. Need to get another couple of years experience again.
JC versus JY.
Rules of pace for that, Baz.
You right?
Rules of pace for that, Baz.
Yeah, that's quite not a bad idea. At least both of you get food out of it.
High stakes pool.
Missed it.
He's pushed out to the front draw.
See, once again, I just think he would just been a little bit too rash there. Has Neil now got a chance to polish red and develop the red next to the yellows? That answers your question.
It's a great shot from Neil there.
But there were no reason for why Dale had to go for the double. He had enough pulse around. It's at least guaranteed that to be on the reds.
I really do think Dale is going attacking the game now with the mind frame of he's going to go for his shots wherever they're there.
Yeah, but I think there's attacking and there's just been 2 attacking.
No, for sure. Yeah, I think was perhaps a little rash there. Pushed the boat out once too often. Well, it's a tricky finish here to navigate with the balls at the top of the table.
See, Neil seems to have slowed down a lot more recently. I mean, at the beginning of the game, like for the first to 10 sort of thing, you were quite fast, you were down, you were potting. I think now he's just thinking about every shot a lot more. I think it's starting to show.
So I think he'll be clearing the ball closest to the pocket here.
I think he'll be going for the plant.
Clearing the ball, I think here. I think the plant's a bit too risky with the ball close to the pocket is very close to the cushion. It's not over the pocket. I think he'll lose position.
Yeah, if he goes for the one at the left side first, even if it hits the cushion and comes back off.
I think he'll be going. Yeah, this one, he will naturally come down for the one on the left side cushion. Very good shot there.
He's just trying to get angle on that now to bring light back across.
Yeah, I think that's actually the right shot now. I think he has got the perfect angle to do that, so it's a good opportunity to do it here.
I don't like it. I think he has to hit it too hard. Yeah, but he needs it to as far right as possible. That is a cracker of a shot, that's where he wants it.
Yeah, it's
process now with a bit of bottom, bring it white straight past the other red.
perhaps one of the reasons why maybe I've taken this one he's taking on now first is who's had the insurance of that ball in the middle of the table. If he didn't fall completely on this one, now if he say underhits this shot slightly, he always had another ball to go at.
Just needs to make sure he just takes his time in this shot and just gets it potted.
Yeah, he's got to get the weight of this shot ideal here. He doesn't want to. Well, in fact, I think possibly.
See, his only downside is depends how low he brings it down, because if he brings it too far down, he can end up snookering then, because there is a gap between the second yellow and the third yellow down.
He has to hit this with a bit of pace, I think, though, to bring the cue ball back over.
Like I say, he's just trying to judge it just right.
Yeah, I think possibly the cue ball might even hit the second of the two. Oh, he's putting bottom on this ball, is he?
That
Playing that ball at pace. He's given himself enough angle to get that down for the black.
Yeah, he's got a cut.
they're not easy.
No. No, he got to it with pace.
Where's the cue ball?
Don't do it. Oh! Neil's got a bit fortunate there. If it went for that yellow, that cue ball was in. That's all what he needed now. Just one more push. That's all he needs. But once again, that was all because Dale, for me, he was just being a bit too cheeky with his first shot.
We're going to win 4-0 now, boys.
Yeah, well, we've seen him do it a couple of times tonight. If he can spin a couple of quick frames on the board, then again, might start to look over his shoulder.
I'm not sure what Dale's going to do. I don't know if he's going to try going for any all-out attacking, or if he's just going to try and slow it down and just guarantee the frames instead.
Yeah, I think maybe Dale's going to again go for it. Okay, maybe if there's a surefire snooker or an obvious tactical move to make, then yeah, he'll be going for that. But he'll be looking at his finishes whenever he can, I think.
I just think how Dale's playing right now, I think he's just been a bit too dangerous, a bit too clumsy with his shots. He's trying to do too much with the white ball. If he carries on like he is, he's just going to get too many opportunities away. He's already given a few frames away because of it. And Neil only one frame away. The pressure is really going to be on Dale.
Don't forget as well, we've seen Neil break and dish several times tonight as well. So Dale really needs to maximise every opportunity. I really think Dale can't afford to miss another ball now. I think that's Dale's only chance. If Dale can really put the pressure back onto Neil, have a dish, have a break and dish. If Dale can close it back to one frame, then Dale has every chance. Cue ball had a look at the right middle then.
But once again, Dale's putting off the break, whereas Neil's not. And this is a clearance opportunity, especially for yellows.
Yep, I think that's yellow just above the black. I think it does go to the bottom right hand corner from here.
And then the yellow at the very top of the table, I think it will go into the right middle as well.
Yep, I think it does sneak in there, so I think I agree. I think I'll be going yellows here as well. Yep, and there he is, he's nominated yellows. So, a red pot off the break, so he needs to pot this yellow. Yeah, good hit. Well, Dale minds his work here. He's got every chance of finishing this frame. Tricky little yellow there now. Above the yellow he's about to play, towards the bottom left hand corner pocket.
See what he could do, yellow that's over the bottom left bag now. Pot this with top, send the white off the bottom cushion, off the left cushion, come up behind it, and take the yellow into the bottom right instead.
Yeah, that's not a bad option actually. I think he's got a lot of control over this shot. I think he can play it with, as you say, the pot's almost guaranteed.
No, just gone for the safety shot. See, this is what I was about earlier, right? Now he's at least playing safety. I mean, before, if Neil was still on 16, I think he'd have tried taking that finish out.
Yeah, I agree. Perhaps now Dale has realised, or has maybe just seen that one more mistake and the match is over. He decided every frame is going to be tight. He's not going to give anything away. Make Neil work for it. And maybe this isn't a bad idea actually. Maybe at the opening 10 frames of the match, we would have said, okay, Dale needs to go for his shots more and perhaps, you know, not try and play so tight.
I think Neil's got the all clear. I think he's just left Dale straight on that yellow. So
Yes,
get into the top back.
I think he has, yeah. I think he's left him perfect on that yellow, which is obviously one of his difficult balls. But I think now at this stage in the match, the way Neil's playing, I think making Neil work for the finish is not a bad idea. Because at the moment difficult clearance, I wouldn't see Neil taking it out like he was in the first few frames.
I think with Neil now, he's just getting a little bit worn down. I mean, Dale's not really easy for us. I think he might be more convinced to go for a snooker rather than trying to risk the one. I mean, it is quite an easy snooker from where he is to try and guarantee 2 shots. Yeah, he's definitely going for a snooker.
Yeah, I don't know if he can guarantee 2 shots here, but...
Well, they might not be able to guarantee it, but it's not point in going balls deep at this point. It's gone past 9 o'clock. It's just a bit too dangerous for Dale to obviously try and go all out.
So he's played the right shot there, I think. Put Neil in a very difficult situation. And also as well, the way those 2 yellows were on the bottom left-hand corner, they weren't a set plan. Now, I think, yeah, it's a lot easier to pot those 2 balls.
I don't think there's a good DF he could do from you either to make it difficult for Dale. I think he's just got to attempt to get at it.
Yeah, I think even if he just taps the cue ball and leaves it where it is, it's not going to help him out.
See, I think he's done the right idea with that shot, just not hit it hard enough. Unfortunately, it's a foul snooker as well.
It's a foul snooker, so...
But I think that was the right idea because he gave himself more surface area to actually hit a red.
I think the black pots into the bottom left-hand corner past this red, doesn't it, I think? Yeah.
Just to explain to his viewers that don't know what a foul snooker is.
So, a foul snooker is when, off a foul, the player cannot hit both sides of any of their balls. So obviously there, Neil could not see, Dale, couldn't see both sides of any of his yellows. So it was a foul snooker, which means that he can either nominate one of Neil's balls or the black, or he can choose to have the white moved. So he chose to have the white moved down.
Now there is a slight misconception to the foul snooker rule, because obviously if you can't see both sides of your ball, let's just say your yellows, if you snooker by your own ball, unfortunately that is not a foul snooker.
Which
you know what?
happened the other Wednesday, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, it did.
And unfortunately some players don't know that.
And the controversy it caused. That's a great finish there. Well, with the 2 shots you'd back him to take that out, but he obviously confidence took it out. Not happy with himself here.
Once again, Neil's got another driver wreck.
All out attack on Dale, you think?
I think from this situation, yeah, all the reds are potable. They're not easily potable, admittedly. The one directly above the yellow, which I think he's just forced himself on now. I think that was his tricky one. But we have his potting now, I just think he's going to go straight for it, like JC said.
Does the top red go into the left middle?
I don't think it does. He has got the one in the bottom instead. As a recovery shot.
It's a bit quick, I think.
Well, if he plays this, he'll bring the white to the bottom of the table and he can take the one in the bottom cushion out.
He's played it too quick for that. He's missed it.
He's got his hard yellow off.
I don't know. Yeah. I don't know if Neil's going to take this difficult yellow now. I don't know if it's. No.
I think the other problem is with that difficult yellow is that it doesn't go into the middle still. It still only goes into the bottom bag or the top bag. I don't think he'll play it. He is. Yeah, he definitely played it, just not working.
He's played it. I think he definitely was going to.
He's trying to flick it out, didn't he? Just that game.
Nice shot there. He's just got to work out what he wants to do with this one. Now that's on the right cushion. I mean, he might even consider doubling it back at some point.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea actually.
I'm just thinking because if he just tries rolling it in, that black's still not easy to try and get position unless he's got an angle.
Then he's going to leave himself the right angle for a double to get onto the black as well if he's going to do that for his last ball. Depends his angle on this one. If he's straight on this one, just off straight, he might try rolling it through. Okay.
No, I think he's going to leave it for his last ball and use that to get on black.
I think he's backing himself in his head to. He's going to get him.
I mean, now it is slightly off the cushion, he might find it easy to pot that yellow down the rail. It just depends, you don't want to snooker send behind the shred. Very nice shot. Perfect angle on the shiller as well.
Sometimes left himself out.
If he throws this, the game stays regardless. He's missed it. Is it going to be generous? It's generous. He's done it.
Clearance for game.
Good clearance there. Good clearance. Thought that yellow wasn't in there at the end, but
Yeah, I can't believe that yellow went in. I mean, he actually hit the cushion quite far up.
yeah. So Pocket was quite generous and took that, but still Neil took out a very good clearance there. Takes the match 18-15.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair to Dale, he played very well towards the end. He was really starting to pull it back and dig deep. Neil just did what he had to do and got it finished.